Hello, good evening, and thank you so much for coming today for our seminar. I just have to say in advance that in the Philippines, there is a current maintenance of the internet. So, well, we're still lucky we have around two participants to come. All networks are affected. So, but we're happy that the people are here. So maybe we'd like them to introduce themselves. We have two people who are part of this seminar. So let's start with you, Natalia.
Good evening, I'm Natalia Tan and I'm a working student.
Okay. And Cheryl Wang.
Hello, I'm Cheryl Wang. I'm a psychologist.
Wow, great. It's great to have you both. And we're going to start off by just letting me talk to you about our seminar. It's called Reinforcing Your Business Idea or Reinforcing Your Idea. So as we go through the seminar, we're going to go through the process by which the seminar itself will be conducted. So to start off, I'd like to get the participants' impressions and just maybe a little of their expectations if they have any. So when you hear this seminar, it's called um, Reinforcing Your Ideas. Cheryl, what comes to your mind?
For me, I think it's about innovation
Innovation.
and being creative
Creative.
in your work.
Okay. How about you, Natalia?
For me, reinforcing an idea probably means to strengthen a certain situation with certain ideas.
Okay, building something. Okay. Um, do you have any expectations at all from this seminar that we have? Is there something that you would like at the end that hopefully you would achieve? Maybe we can start with Natalia this time.
I hopefully would like to achieve open-mindedness.
Open-mindedness. Okay, great. Yeah. And Cheryl?
Oh, I think this is very important for my profession, for me to think of more novel things to do and novel things, um, ways, novel ways to solve problems.
Okay, problem solving in a maybe out of the box way. So to start or to build on what we've already started, I'd like now to take the time out to give you a test. Not a graded quiz or anything like that. It's a test made by Kellogg Business School, and it's a short test. You can finish it in around 4 or 5 minutes. It will tell you a little about how creative you are. Okay. So right now, I'd like you to take a few minutes to take the test. I'm going to flash it on screen just so our viewers and other people can see it. Okay. So I know you all have a link. So kindly turn on the link and answer the 40 simple questions. Okay. So may I ask, can you see it on the screen?
Yes.
Okay. So how creative are you? Okay. Basically, each question, it's just you either say A, B, or C. A for agree, undecided for B, and C disagree. Um, Sample questions are flashed on the screen. There are 40 of this, and at the end, there is a tabulator that will give you an idea what your scores are and what it says about your creativity level. So we have, I think we have two more minutes. Okay, and then as a special note, um, question number 40 is not a multiple choice question. It asks you to choose um, 10 words that best describe you. There's a word there that is not clear. I'm glad they help you out. Okay, so we have 30 seconds left. I think you're around this part of the questionnaire already. Okay, great, fantastic. So we're now about to begin with the interpretations. Also, maybe we can start with you, Natalia. What was your score?
My creativity score was 50.
50. Okay, so let's see how that fares less. So Sharon, did you get higher or lower than that? It's like a game show.
I got 55.
55. Okay, so let's see. Here there's a table. Conveniently says. Okay, so it says here that you are both above average. Okay, you feeling good about that score? No. Okay. Well,
We need
anyway, so
seminar.
of course, I'm sure everybody wants to be 116, right? So, well, this is just something to engage us as we try to talk about what the seminar is all about. Building on our ideas, and well, we have a glimpse. As I said, this is from Kellogg Business School, no? So let's see if you have your own personal opinions. I'd like now to show you a video that talks a little about creativity in the sense of building it into a business plan or making it bigger. Okay, so I'd like to show it right now. So can you see that?
Yes.
Yes.
Whether it's the classic light bulb above our heads or a eureka moment, we imagine ideas bursting out of creative people's brains like we all live in some cartoon universe and a lucky few of us get struck with inspiration. Maybe you're wondering whether entrepreneurship is for you because you don't think you've had any great ideas, but just wait, because we can all get that. Or maybe you have an idea and you're not sure what to do next. How do you feed, water, and nurture this tiny seed so it grows into a whole business? Don't worry, we've got you. I'm Anna Akana, and this is Crash Course Business Entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurs aren't a special group of people gifted with all the good ideas. They believe in themselves and the value of their idea enough to take a financial risk to make it a reality. Looking back at the people we now think of as great entrepreneurs, these people were just looking to make life easier or better in some way. From inventing the wheel to dreaming up the dishwasher. But what exactly sparked their imagination? What was their apple falling from a tree? Innovative ideas can be traced to three main sources: our passions, our complaints, and our egos. Let's start with the exciting one, our passions. If you aren't working at your current job or going to school, what would you do? Many ideas come from us being excited about something and wanting to share it with the world. It could be grandma's hot sauce recipe, video game walkthroughs, or upcycled yard sale furniture. Sometimes you start doing something as a hobby, like art. But then you might get commission requests from people you don't even know. So if you take a risk, that hobby could become a full-time job. Next, there are complaints. There must be something that bugs you, whether it's tangled headphones or a lack of movies directed by women. Dropbox was founded because someone was annoyed they kept forgetting their thumb drive. Under Armour was founded because someone got so tired of their shirt getting so sweaty they had to change it multiple times during one workout. So, if you've ever found yourself thinking, wow, I really wish someone would do something about that, guess what? You can do something about it. And of course, there are the I can do it better ideas. Everyone has them. Our egos are a great place to find innovation and motivation. Maybe you visit the same coffee shop every morning, and after the 1,000th cup of hot sludge, you are so done. You could make a much better cup of coffee, and the cups would be compostable, and the tip jar would have a witty joke, and you would have fresh scones. Let that outrage fuel you. Think of something that needs freshening up. Uber and Lyft looked at the taxi industry and saw something outdated and clunky. So they made sleek apps with automated payments and directions. Now, obviously, there can be an overlap between these three motivations. You might be able to make a better cup of coffee than the big chain in town. That's ego. But that's only because you're into coffee and experiment with techniques and blends at home. That's passion. And maybe that hobby started because there weren't any coffee shops in your neighborhood. That's a complaint. Whether or not you have an idea notebook filled to the brim, you do have experiences, opinions, and a whole complicated life. And these are the building blocks of entrepreneurial innovation. So the first step is acknowledging you have an idea. Step 2 is understanding the problem at the root of your idea. Think of your idea as the beginning. You may have your own experience of a certain problem, but by understanding what others think, your idea can grow and affect more people. So when you're chatting about that big chain coffee shop with your friends, listen to what they say. Have they been there? What do they like? What do they hate? Maybe they complain that place is a health hazard, or their service sucks, or they say, I never go there because I only drink tea. So use that quick insight to make your idea better. Maybe your coffee shop will focus on excellent staff training to ensure high quality coffee, cleanliness, and customer service. And you'll offer lots of tea alongside those artisanal lattes. Even after you understand the problem, there's more talking to do. Let's look at my latest big idea. It's great, right? But now that I've told you, I'm going to have to kill you. When we have exciting new ideas, our first instinct is to squirrel them away so no one can steal them. But that's bad. When we keep things to ourselves, we end up thinking that shoe umbrellas are the next big thing. We have to share our ideas with the people who are actually going to use the product or service. Otherwise, our solutions inherit our blind spots and biases. They might not actually solve the problem, or they might only be useful for a few people. Let's explore this in a thought bubble. My friend Mary Cherry is deeply passionate about cream puffs. She also happens to be allergic to gluten. Mary was complaining that there were no cream puff bakeries in her whole city, so she launched a gluten-free pastry shop called Dream Puffs on her blog. Now, Mary was so enthusiastic about bringing her dream to life that she didn't talk to potential customers or even her friend and fellow cream puff connoisseur, Paul, before launching. She put in lots of time and money to set up her shop, complete with color-coordinated mixers, a chic logo, and a few flavors of gluten-free cream puff recipes. During the grand opening, Dream Puffs get some buzz. But as the first week goes on, many potential customers don't actually buy her gluten-free cream puffs. Most of the people who show up have more than one allergy. Mary's cream puffs are gluten-free, but all of her luscious fillings have cream. She didn't even think about using dairy-free options for people with dairy allergies or lactose intolerance. And her non-basic flavors involve nuts like pistachios and almonds, but a lot of her potential customers have nut allergies. These are pretty huge setbacks. So now Mary has to spend more time and more money to develop new recipes and make sure that the quality and her star baker reputation is maintained. And she has to retrain her staff. If Mary had been willing to share her menu, she could have optimized her cream puff ideas for potential customers before launching. And she could have stirred up even more hype and brand recognition for Dream Puffs on her opening day. Thanks, Thought Bubble. It's easy for us to judge a story, but who would you share an idea with? Your mom? Your trusted friends? Everyone on your morning bus ride? After all, a bus is just a limo full of friends you haven't met yet. It depends on the idea, but generally at this early stage, we want to target two main types of people. First, customers who might have the problem we're trying to solve, and second, people who can help us think through our idea. For example, we could look for a college campus with professors in entrepreneurship or entrepreneurial consulting, or turn to entrepreneurial networking groups like those in co-working spaces. And in the US, we have small business development centers. Around the world, you can check with your local government for similar organizations that provide education and financing for budding entrepreneurs. All these options are well connected in the entrepreneurial community, and it's their goal to mentor, consult, and connect fledgling entrepreneurs. Do not be afraid to reach out and ask for help. But before we get carried away, we have to remember, we're still making sure that our idea is good and talking with potential customers. This is not the finance stage.
Okay, great. So I showed you that video. It's very simple. Well, can I get some of your comments? What were your key takeaways? You can just name a couple, one or two, from the video itself. Maybe you can start to share it.
It's actually very it opens your mind to know that some of the things that we think is wrong, like ego or complaints,
Mhm.
they're actually a good starting point for novel ideas, because those are the very relevant problems, and we know that if you're complaining, it means it hasn't been answered yet. So perhaps a new idea can come from that in order to address it.
Okay. So Natalia, in terms of building ideas, like you already have an idea and you just wanna make it better, what did the video tell you?
You could learn from a lot of people
Okay.
and how not really follow their steps, but uh, learn from their techniques to make your to strengthen your own ideas.
Okay, great. So you can test it, no? You can ask
Yeah.
other people, experts, and so. Okay. Um, so after getting your reactions, I just have to tell you that one of the trends in learning and training and development is that we always want to, when we have ideas, we always want to relate them directly to how we can apply them. You know.
Yeah.
So today we talked a little about your creativity, and then we talked about we had the speaker talk about the things that are important to building your idea. If I may ask, as we conclude this very short session, what is something that you could apply directly for you, in your own, as a working student, as a psychologist? What are the direct um, applications that you can have for some of the concepts we discussed here today? So share it. Sorry, share it.
As a psychologist, well, it's been I'm already trying to apply it when I first, when I first thought of how, like, for instance, Wikipedia and like free sites that gives a lot of ideas, like sharing of journals and all that. There's a tendency for people to keep what we have until it's full blown, or if you know that it's already going to be a success. But these sites that are, very generous in sharing, and you also test ideas to other people who would seem to want it or would seem to be able to use it. Sharing it with them will actually grow the idea, instead of you thinking, oh, he might steal it, or she might trample on it, or she might kill the idea. Actually, what the video was showing is that when you have an idea, don't keep it to yourself. It's really nice if you converse with other people to make it grow, to test it even before you launch it, or even before you use it or apply it, so that um, you'll be able to improve it before the launch.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, and many people they're scared because they're scared their idea will get stolen. No? That's a different issue altogether. It's an important issue. It's just this is encouraging you to share. No? So Natalia, like if you were to start a business or something, how does this directly impact you?
Probably if one idea doesn't work, I could try new approaches from certain different people.
Good.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. So we have that application part of the seminar. And thank you so much for being here and being a part of this. I'd just like to recap what we went through. So we started out by talking about the little expectations, what you would want at the end from this short session. And after that, we talked a little about well, I tried to engage you. We talk about your creativity because creativity is important in terms of when we want to pursue new ideas, or build on them. And then we have, of course, some learnings. The ones where we talk about what she talked about, concepts that help us improve what we want. And of course, last is the practical applications of what we heard today, no? What we listened in today. And this process is an important part of having future training sessions or um, sessions for growth. So I'd like to thank you again for coming today. And I hope to see you next time. There's another topic on how to control stock. And I'll see you soon. Thank you so much, Natalia, for taking the time out. Cheryl, hope to see you soon. Thank you.